Attention, stations on the network. Our broadcast will begin in 2 minutes from my mark. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, mark. That was your 2-minute time check, stations. Attention, stations on the network. Our broadcast will begin in 1 minute from my mark. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, mark. That was your 1-minute time check, stations.
On the Hawkeyes Sports Network from Learfield, this is Hawk Talk with Lisa Bluder. Presented by Oak Knoll, an active life care community. Also brought to you by Bud Light, it's for the fans. Hy-Vee, score big savings at HyVeeDeals.com. By University of Iowa Healthcare, changing medicine, changing lives. U.S. Bank, proud to support Iowa basketball. U.S. Bank, equal housing lender, member FDIC. Honda. To see how Honda crushes the competition, see your Central Midwest Honda dealer. Honda gets the Midwest. And by Iowa Lottery. Be a VIP with the Iowa Lottery. Visit IALottery.com for details. Now, here is your host, Rob Brooks.
Oh, well, welcome, Hawk fans, to this Hawk Talk with Lisa Bluder. I'm JBKV Lang, not Rob Brooks, but we do sound kind of the same, right?
Yeah.
So I actually have the privilege of being here today as Rob is supporting his son, who is running in the SEC Indoor Championships. Well, he's jumping.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, so I think that's great that he's going there to support him in that. And I get to be here alongside Coach Bluder today.
And good to see you again. I think we just saw each other about 12 hours ago.
We did.
Yeah, I think so.
You don't look quite as tired as me. Did you get a nap in today?
No, I did not.
Yeah, we did. We just saw each other. Plane landed around 1:30ish last night.
Yeah.
We're back at our houses around 2 a.m. I don't know what time. I don't know what you guys did, but I hope you got to go home and sleep a little.
We did.
All right. So today we do not have a phone number because of the setup that we're doing, but Coach Jan Jensen has offered to watch her Twitter. So that is at Go Iowa. So look at Go Iowa, tweet at Jan Jensen. She will be checking her Twitter accounts. And we also have some fabulous fans here. And one person has already passed along a little question to me. But if anyone else here has a question, write it down on a note. You can pass it along. I will try to ask it in the best way possible that I understand it. So write it as clear as possible. And then that's where we're at. So, Coach Bluder.
Yeah.
let's just start chatting. Is that all right?
That sounds good.
Okay. So
let's start with something good like the Nebraska
I love
win.
it. Let's start
with that.
Let's start with Nebraska. That sounds great to me.
Yeah. Going over there on Sunday. Was it Sunday or Saturday?
That was Saturday.
Saturday.
The game was Saturday.
Yep, on Saturday, and they had a record crowd for Nebraska women's basketball. Over 14,000 there. It was their pink game, and it was really a great performance by our women. They really locked in and played so well. We shot the ball so well from the field, 54% from the field, 50% from three, 86% from the free throw line. I wish we could have saved a few of those for the Maryland game, but we didn't do that. But again, just a great performance over there and a really, really high-level atmosphere, and that was fun. Anytime you go on the road and you can win, and they're breaking their attendance record, and you get a 20-point road victory, it's fun.
Well, at that game, you saw Caitlin Clark she lights it up. I mean, Nebraska's kind of almost a second home to her. Every time she's been playing there, she's really had amazing games. She actually holds the arena record there for points. Yes.
Didn't know that.
Yes. Fun fact.
Jeez.
She didn't quite get there again this time with 30 points in that outing, but she did shoot 40% from the three-point line. And then Kate Martin also was contributing, and she hit 2 threes in that game. So you really were, you're right, shooting really well, 50% from the three-point land.
Yeah, it was fun to see. And we have 3 people in double figures, with Monica getting 20. Monica just shot a measly 10 for 13 from the field. That's 77%. So really good there. Kate Martin, 4 for 6 from the field, 2 for 4 from 3. Her adjusted field goal percentage, 83%. Caitlin's adjusted is 57%. Nice to see Gabby Marshall go 2 for 2. She's really improved her shooting as we going down the stretch. Last night she had 5 threes. She's shooting the 3 ball really well, and just when we really need it. So that was good to see. And then Sid and Taylor. It was always fun. You go home. Taylor McCabe is from the Lincoln area. She goes home and gets to nail a 3 and be on the winning team. So that was fun for Taylor.
So is Nebraska like a team you think you compete with when it comes to getting recruits, since they are so close and in the Midwest?
I think that's a good question. I feel like we do. We haven't had any really strong direct recruiting battles with them. We've had a lot with other schools, but Nebraska has fabulous facilities. I mean, the facility that they practice in is wonderful. I mean, they got heated towels and stuff coming out of the shower.
Wow.
It's amazing.
I did not know about this. Otherwise, I probably would have
They got a country club over there. So, they have really beautiful facilities and so obviously close to home. But we haven't been into too many direct battles, but I feel like we're about to enter one right now. I do. I think there's one that we are both going after very hard.
Well, that's fun to know.
Yeah.
So do we move on now to the other game that...
do we have to?
I don't know. I mean...
Well, let's talk about our defense at Nebraska first.
Oh, that's a great idea. I love
defensively,
it. You're right.
This was a tale of whatever, how do you say that, when they're just complete opposites. We shot the ball so well at Nebraska, we defended well, and then we go to Maryland and just don't do either one of those things very well. But we held Nebraska to 21% shooting from the three-point line, 34% overall. Markowski was having a good game in the first half. She had 12 points at halftime. We held her to 3 points in the second half. Just Sam Hybe held her to 2 points. She had a great game against us last time, and we held her to 2 points. So just a lot of really good energy on the offensive and the defensive end of things. And outscore them in the paint, 36-26. I love that. Our bench outscored them. So just, like I say, it was a really good game, and I felt really good going into the Maryland game just at how well that we had been playing. I mean, we're coming off of, since our loss at Indiana, beating Rutgers 111-57, beating Wisconsin 91-41, beating Nebraska 80-60. I just thought we were really playing well and really on a roll. Just didn't click over for us last night at Maryland. And give all the credit to Maryland, though. They really came out with a great defensive game plan. They did a super job. And, I think they were very upset about their loss to us at our place and wanted to redeem that, obviously. And, now we're battling with them for second place and the Big Ten tournament. Indiana has won it outright now. And so basically us and Maryland are battling for second. If we beat Indiana, we'll finish second. If we don't beat Indiana, we'll finish third in the Big Ten.
Okay. I know there's a lot of people who have been thinking about that because it does matter, right?
It does.
Where are you going to play where are you going to play?
It does.
Even possibly for seeding in the NCAA tournament, I
Correct.
assume.
Absolutely.
But let's jump back real fast to Nebraska. I have one fun thing.
Yes.
You were talking about the attendance, and I mean, Iowa brings people. I remember the stats about 2,500 is what I heard last, is every time you go to another facility, that's what Iowa brings to that facility, an additional 2,500. But the interesting thing, and I don't know if you've ever experienced it before, is like after the games, the number of people that just flock to where you all are and waiting for people to come out. Even you, when you're walking out after maybe getting interviewed after the game, what is that like? How are you all navigating that of just the number of fans, even from opposing teams, that are wanting to see you, talk to you all?
Yeah, I mean, that has been remarkable, really. Like you look at the Penn State game and all the kids that were there, from that East Coast area that really wanted to see our players. And then the Nebraska game was just the same. I mean, there was really I almost felt bad for the Nebraska players because there was more people that were trying to get Caitlin Clark's autograph than there was the Nebraska team. I really felt bad for them. I mean, it's so great to see. It really is. I mean, kids coming up with Nebraska basketballs wanting Iowa Hawkeyes to sign them. I love that. There was a little girl in the front row that said, Caitlin, I'm your biggest fan in North Dakota. And she'd come down for that game. Last night, there was people that had signs. We drove from Massachusetts to see the Iowa Hawkeyes play. So just those type of things are pretty amazing, really. And it's really fun. And last night, Maryland was kind of really excited about their attendance. And there was some student reporter afterwards asked me, like, was it the attendance? Was it the atmosphere that, why you didn't play very well? Mm-hmm. And it was a little bit tongue in cheek, maybe. I said, why is this good for you? I mean, they said they had 8,000, 9,000. I don't think there was 9,000 there. Sure didn't seem like it, but they were very proud of their attendance last night. That wasn't the reason. It really wasn't. It was the Maryland players, and it was Brenda's game plan that took us out. It was not the atmosphere. We're used to playing in really good atmospheres, 14,000 at Nebraska, 10,000 at Ohio State, 10,000 at Michigan. So, no, that wasn't a factor to me. What a factor was how locked in Maryland was and how well they played.
All right. So, Coach, we're gonna get ready to take a little bit of a break, and we'll dive into Maryland a little bit more. So feel free to, take that headset off and give yourself a break. Dodge Street Tire and Auto, locally owned and operated and voted best of the area for the 10th consecutive year, proudly supports Iowa women's basketball. Trust Dodge Street Tire for honest auto repair and the best deals on Goodyear and Toyo tires. Dodge Street Tire and Auto, celebrating over 30 good years on the corner of Dodge and Church Streets. I am Jamie K.V. Lang, and this is Hawk Talk with Lisa Bluder, presented by Oak Knoll. And this will continue after this on the Hawkeye Radio Network from Learfield.
When the game goes into overtime. But the game goes into overtime. The choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Order Bud Light online today. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Another season of women's and men's college sports is underway. Follow your alma mater or favorite team in their pursuit of the prestigious Learfield Directors Cup at L Directors Cup on Twitter and online at thedirectorscup.com. Trophies will be awarded in June 2023 to the winning institutions in all competitive divisions. Learfield Directors Cup, the crowning achievement in college athletics.
We all love a good win. Catching up with friends, saving money at the pump, soaking up the perfect Iowa day, sitting down to a really, really good meal. These are the everyday delights that make us smile. These are the moments that connect us all as Iowans. And these are the wins that, more often than not, start with Iowa's farm families and the crop they're growing. Because when corn grows Iowa, Iowans win. Learn more about how to share your own wins at iowacorn.org/Iowans-win.
Hey everyone, I'm Mark Wahlberg, and I have some exciting news to share. At Wahlburgers, we are all about bringing the family together to enjoy a great meal and have a great time. That's why right now, for a limited time, kids eat free every day at all Hy-Vee Wahlburger locations. Kids 12 and under can enjoy one free kids meal with any purchase of an adult burger, sandwich, or entree salad.
Bring the family to Wahlburgers and the Wahlburgers and Hy-Vee stores, where right now kids can eat free.
When you're in the eastern Iowa area, be sure to visit and connect with the official local business partners of the Iowa Hawkeyes, the Hotel at Kirkwood Center, Iowa's premier luxury hotel, the Jill Armstrong team with Skogman Realty, the area's premier realtor, and Options Exteriors, your preferred local roofing and exterior company. The Hotel Kirkwood, named the Corridor Business Journal's 2022 Best Banquet and Event Venue, and awarded the AAA 4 Diamond Award for lodging. To make reservations, visit thehotelatkirkwood.com or call 877-751-5111 for more information.
The Honda HR-V, CR-V, Pilot, Passport, and Ridgeline. They all have one thing in common. They never back off from a challenge. Available with all-wheel drive, the Honda SUV lineup has the performance you can count on and the capability to amaze. It's no wonder Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com named Honda the 2022 Best Value brand.
So get to your Central Midwest Honda dealer. Honda gets the Midwest.
Based on 2022 brand image awards from Kelley Blue Book, visit KBB.com for more information.
And welcome back, Hawk fans, to Bumps, where I, Jamie KB Langham, along with Coach Lisa Bluder, she is chatting with some fans, and that's okay, as I will actually just start to kind of go over a little bit of this Iowa-Maryland game that happened and ease our way into this game. Iowa was at Maryland, right? Number 7 Maryland versus number 6 Iowa just the other day in College Park, Maryland. And Coach Bluder is back here with me, but yeah, this was definitely probably. I mean, could you even have imagined this being the outcome, though?
No.
Going into the game, like you felt pretty good about this game, I assume, going in.
I felt really good going in this game. I knew it was going to be a tough battle. I never dreamed it would be like this. And, our first quarter was pretty good. Even though we were only up 1 point after the first quarter, I asked the team, I go, do you guys think we played well? And they were like, no. And and we're winning by 1 point.
Right.
And then the second quarter was just a disaster. I mean, 27-8. Was the score in the second quarter. We called 2 timeouts during that to try to slow down the run, but they just shot lights out that second quarter. I mean, they were 7 for 11 from 3-point range in that second quarter, 64%. They were 10 for 18 overall in that second quarter, where we were 0 for 10 from 3-point range in the second quarter. So that was really tough to overcome. We only scored 8 points, like you said, in the second quarter, and we just, we couldn't get it done on either side. And it's not like we didn't have open shots. We did have open shots, and we just didn't knock them down. And when people are running a box and one on you, and, they're face guarding Caitlin, which she's seen all year long, but then they're putting 2 people back there on Monica, basically sandwiching her. They were saying somebody else has to step up and beat us, and we didn't do it last night. And I know that we're capable of it. I don't think it's going to happen again. I really don't. I think that it kind of shocked us the first time. They held Monica to 2 for 5 shooting. I mean, that is so uncharacteristic of a amount taken by Monica, only 5 shots, and lowest field goals made for her maybe the last 3 years. So they did a very, very good job on Monica, and we just didn't shoot the ball well. We were 11 for 38, 29% from 3-point range, 35% from the field overall, where they were 47% and 54%. So you're not going to win any games like that. That was a tough second quarter. Third quarter we lost by 6. Fourth quarter we lost by 4. Ends up in a 28-point deficit.
So what would be a positive that you take away from this, right? It's not in the tournament. That's a positive.
Right.
But what do you take, like, what's something you learned about your team or you think your team learned about themselves from this loss?
Yeah, I think, we talked a lot in practice today about, the box and one and what we have to do to attack it and how we really got away from running what we do best against it. And, I really don't think Lavender Briggs averages 6.4 points and she has 19 last night. She shoots 29% from three typically. She was 3 for 3 from 3-point range. Alexander averages 8 points. She had 24 points. So their bench really did a great job. I mean, they outscored our bench 43-19, and really, I mean, we did a decent job on Diamond Miller and Cheyenne Sellers, held them to really their averages, but it was their bench that really got to us and did just a really good job.
We were talking, Rob and I were looking at both Briggs and we were looking at Alexander, and both of them are transfers. Mm-hmm. And in previous games, I can't remember which one had 40 points in a game. And then the other player had a high game of 26 already at a previous school. So, and that's something that's newer, right? That's the transfer portal.
Right.
A little bit different, that you can have players who were really great players transfer to another institution where there's a lot of really great players. And so they now have a bench role.
Right.
Do you think that's just something that occasionally might happen? I mean, Maryland's a large transfer. They had a lot of transfers there, but is that something that's a different view that you just haven't really seen before?
Well, it's changed the way that obviously the game, is different now than it used to be.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you take out Maryland's 4 transfers that they have, that is, it's like they're just not even the same team.
Right.
So it is what it is right now, and you've got to be able to recruit the transfer portal. And Brenda's very, very good at going into the portal and getting very good kids to come into her program. She always has. I mean, she's always been, I think, really good at getting those transfers. Even when they had to sit out, now they don't have to sit out. They can play right away. So, kudos to her. She's got a great recruiting area, there with Baltimore and Washington, D.C., New York City. I mean, it's a fabulous recruiting area. And those kids really, really played well last night.
So speaking of Brenda, I don't know if people realize the history that how long and in what ways have you seen Brenda Freeze throughout the years? Can you even think of all of them?
Well,
I have them in my mind, but.
Well, I mean, she was in high school when I was first coaching, and at Cedar Rapids, Washington, had a really good career there. Went to Arizona. I'm not even sure what kind of college career she had. But then as she was an assistant at Iowa State, know that her little sister was here at Iowa, and then Brenda got her to transfer over to Iowa State. And then she went, I think, from there to Ball State for 1 year,
right.
and then maybe 1 year at Minnesota, and then she's been at Maryland now for about 20.
A long time, because she was at Minnesota when I was at Iowa. So maybe not quite. It could be 20.
Yeah,
I think it could be 20.
I think it's over 20, actually. Well, I don't know.
So the two of you, seen each other for a long time, huh?
Long time.
Long time.
Yeah.
Well, I am actually going to allow you to have a little quick break here. Coach Bluder, feel free to run around. I'm going to do a quick little segment here.
Okay.
Hawkeye basketball is brought to you by Bud Light. Bud Light proudly welcomes back Hawkeye fans to Carver Hawkeye Arena this year. Bud Light is for the fans. Hawk Talk with Lisa Bluder, presented by Oak Knoll, continues after this on the Hawkeye Radio Network from Learfield.
At Cenex, we're locally owned and operated, so your community is our community. That's why your Cenex goes far beyond the store. We fuel community connections by supporting local festivals, restoring town monuments, and renovating baseball fields. Now in its 4th year, we'll have contributed more than $400,000 to Cenex communities through our Hometown Pride initiative, because community connections make the places we live so special. Cenex, powered locally.
Woo! Got my nachos, got my big TV, and my favorite chair. It's game time. But the only thing that would make it a little better is if I could listen to my local broadcasters while watching the game.
Hello. You must have wished for your game to be synced with TV and radio.
I sure did.
Do you have a DVR?
You bet.
Do you have a streaming device?
Yeah.
Blammo! Your game is now synced. It's that easy.
Oh, boy.
To see if you can get synced, head to syncmygame.com from Learfield.
Syncmygame.com?
Syncmygame.com.
Hey everyone, I'm Mark Wahlberg, and I have some exciting news to share. At Wahlburgers, we are all about bringing the family together to enjoy a great meal and have a great time. That's why right now, for a limited time, kids eat free every day at all Hy-Vee Wahlburger locations. Kids 12 and under can enjoy one free kids meal with any purchase of an adult burger, sandwich, or entree salad.
Bring the family to Wahlburgers and the Wahlburgers and Hy-Vee stores, where right now, kids can eat free.
When the game goes into overtime. But the game goes into overtime. The choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Order Bud Light online today. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
The Honda HR-V, CR-V, Pilot, Passport, and Ridgeline. They all have one thing in common. They never back off from a challenge. Available with all-wheel drive, the Honda SUV lineup has the performance you can count on and the capability to amaze. It's no wonder Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com named Honda the 2022 Best Value brand.
So get to your Central Midwest Honda dealer. Honda gets the Midwest.
Based on 2022 brand image awards from Kelley Blue Book, visit kbb.com for more information.
When you're in the eastern Iowa area, be sure to visit and connect with the official local business partners of the Iowa Hawkeyes. The Hotel at Kirkwood Center, Iowa's premier luxury hotel, the Jill Armstrong team, with Skogman Realty, the area's premier realtor, and Options Exteriors, your preferred local roofing and exterior company. Jill Armstrong and her team strive to make every buyer and seller at ease with the real estate process. Contact the Jill Armstrong team with Skogman Realty for all of your real estate needs. Call 319-631-5455.
And welcome back, Hawk fans, to the Oak Knoll Hawk Talk, sponsored by Oak Knoll. This is Jamie KB Lang. I am pinch hitting for Rob Brooks along with Lisa Bluder. Thank you for allowing me to stumble over my words here. So we do not have a phone number for you today, but you can tweet at Coach Jan Jensen. I'm going to have her check her Twitter here in just a little bit. Her Twitter handle is Go Iowa, if you don't know that, but you probably do because she tweets a lot. You're missing a lot if you're not following Jan Jensen on Twitter or Instagram or anything. She's over there talking right now like normal. Well, Coach Bluder, let's just jump into some exciting news.
Yeah.
Kate Martin.
Yep.
And Gabby Marshall.
Yep. Yeah.
Well, yes, I agree. I agree with all of that.
Yeah. I'm so happy for those guys. I mean, when you want to, Kate's coming back for a sixth year because she redshirted her first year after an ACL tear. Gabby's coming back for her fifth year. It's so great that they want to come back and be a part of this. And, you kind of like coach kids for a while. You get them right where you want them and then they go leave, And so it's really nice that those guys are coming back. And I thought what was really the sweetest thing was in our press conference this week when Gabby started talking about Kate Martin. Mm-hmm. And she said, Caitlin Clark I'm not going to say it exactly how she said it, but Caitlin Clark is an All-American player, but Kate Martin is All-American in the locker room. And just to see how much respect that she had for one of her teammates was really cool. It's just really neat to see how that camaraderie is between everybody. And, just that everybody knows that Kate is probably one of the best leaders that I've ever been around. She's so good at holding people accountable, keeping people up, keeping people motivated, just making sure they're doing the right things. And that's a lot of work. And Kate does that better than anybody I've ever been around.
I mean, I agree with that entirely, that assessment of Kate. Kate Martin is, I say it openly on the radio a lot, that I am probably one of her number one fans. Yep. When Tiffany Reedy was along with me, I mean, the whole time, like, on the we're like, I just love Kate so much. And I love the whole team, and I do. I love all of them, but I've known Kate for a long, long time.
Well, that's true.
Kate Martin used to come to all of the basketball camps.
Right.
And
I have a picture with Kate when she was about 4 years old, and she had her baseball hat on backwards, and she was at camp sitting in the bleachers, and I was sitting with her, and I love that picture.
Yes.
I love it.
I mean, and that's how I remember her. And then seeing her come here, and now she's like a human, like an adult,
Yeah.
a little baby adult, right?
Yes,
And, making adult decisions, right? And I know that she did not make this decision lightly, right? This was something,
right?
Her and Gabby both had to really process because, mentally, it's very tough. I will tell you, I'm always like, I don't know if I would have came, not because I didn't love it.
Yeah, right. You didn't.
It's
want to
hard
be
on
around
your
me
body.
anymore,
It's I would have loved to be around you. I just like being around you as a human. Though,
There we
like,
go. Not a player.
Well, yeah, I mean,
it does
It's hard
take a
on your
toll.
body. It's hard on mentally. You have to know I'm going to go through this one more year.
Yeah.
Right. I have to get myself. Can I focus that hard and push myself? And both of them are up for that challenge, and I think that that's wonderful.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. It's so nice to see Gabby Schott coming along, and I forget how many. I think she's made 8 of her last 10. That's not, I don't know what I saw
a lot
a
of threes.
statistic
A lot of
lately,
threes.
and I can't remember what it is. Sorry, got a little bit brain fog right now. You know, we are going to recognize 2 seniors after the game on Sunday. And so we won't be able to cut down any nets, and that's unfortunate. But we will be able to bring out Monica Sinano and Gabby Marsh and McKenna Warnock and recognize them for their contributions the last 5 and 4 years and what they meant to this program. So, you know, if you're coming to the game, stick around, and we'll have our senior ceremonies after the game, not before the game, after the game. I really like to have it after the game. I know most people do it before, but to me, it's like focus on the game, focus on the task at hand. When that game's over, okay, win or lose, it doesn't matter. We're going to celebrate these 2 fabulous basketball players and ambassadors for women's basketball at the University of Iowa. So looking forward to that. And we got a lot of exciting things with game day coming in.
Oh my gosh,
You know, that's unbelievable. There's only 3 sites in all of America that were chosen to host an women's basketball game day. And to be one of those 3, it just speaks volume about, you know, our team and our style of play, but more importantly, probably the fans. You know, our fan support that we get. And that show is going to be live in Carver Hawkeye Arena from 10 to 11 on Sunday morning.
You're right. And then the doors
11.
open at 9.
The doors open at 9.
Yep.
Anybody can come in, be a part of the show, national television, game day. Then they will empty the arena unless you have a ticket. You can obviously stay because it is a sold-out game for Sunday. But
anybody can come.
Anybody can come to game day.
Yep.
Yes.
So if you can't make it to the game, that's a way to get involved and be able to be a part of it. And
make some signs, get on national TV, have fun.
Why not?
I think we got a bunch of free food going on. We got all kinds of stuff going on. So it could be a really fun time.
I think it's going to be a fabulous time.
Yeah.
This does kind of lead to a question. Jim, who is here right now, he asked, because Kate and Gabby are coming back, what does that mean to you and the rest of your coaches with regard to recruiting, knowing that 2 players are staying on? What does that do for, how do you keep that camaraderie on your team? Because there is that jostling effect, right? That now this kind of affects everyone when 2 people are staying on.
Yeah, and I think who it affects the most is probably the players that are, 6, 7, 8 in the rotation. Right. You know, like right now, I'm thinking of like Sid Folter, who is, coming off the bench, and I thought she played so well at Maryland. She did a great job for us. She defended hard. Sid was 5 for 11 from the field. She led us with 6 rebounds, 6 offensive rebounds, 8 total rebounds, led us with 2 steals. I thought Sid had one of her best games of her career. But, here she is like, okay, I'm ready to step into that small forward spot, and now Kate's coming back. I think it's hardest on those kids, really, more than the recruiting aspect of it, because we have only 2 freshmen coming in next year, and so it doesn't affect them that much. It does affect going to the transfer portal and being able to get kids out of the transfer portal. We won't have that ability unless somebody leaves our program and goes out.
And then we'll have one question that came from Jean Kelly that was tweeted at Jan Jensen. Is there trash talk happening on the court? She asked, is there much trash talk happening on the court? I think that's a great question, and I think it's pertinent to
ask Caitlin Clark. She was getting an earful last night. Oh, my gosh. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of trash talk going on out there. People are always talking and trying to get into Caitlin's head, take her out of it mentally. I mean, they're all get it, but Caitlin gets the brunt of it, and gets the brunt of it from fans too.
All right. Well, thanks, Coach. I'll let you go around and chat a little bit while I throw out some commercials here. Your years spent at the University of Iowa were the best of times. Make your retirement years even better by coming home to Oaknall and the land of the Hawkeyes. Oaknall is not-for-profit life care, life plan community and has been a part of the Iowa City community for 55 years. It is a community that offers its residents an innovative, appealing lifestyle choice. What a gift it is to give yourself and your children the gifts of life care and financial security. Oaknall is proud to sponsor Hawk Talk with Lisa Bluder at Bump's Restaurant. Call Steve Rowe, Executive Director, today at 319-351-1720 for your personal tour or go to www.oaknall.com to learn more. And this is Hawk Talk with Lisa Bluder, presented by Oaknall, continues after this on the Hawkeye Radio Network from Learfield.
We all love a good win. Catching up with friends, saving money at the pump, soaking up the perfect Iowa day, sitting down to a really, really good meal. These are the everyday delights that make us smile. These are the moments that connect us all as Iowans. And these are the wins that, more often than not, start with Iowa's farm families and the crop they're growing. Because when corn grows Iowa, Iowans win. Learn more about how to share your own wins at iowacorn.org/Iowans win.
When the game goes into overtime. But the game goes into overtime. The choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Order Bud Light online today. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Another season of women's and men's college sports is underway. Follow your alma mater or favorite team in their pursuit of the prestigious Learfield Directors Cup at L Directors Cup on Twitter and online at thedirectorscup.com. Trophies will be awarded in June 2023 to the winning institutions in all competitive divisions. Learfield Directors Cup, the crowning achievement in college athletics.
When you're in the eastern Iowa area, be sure to visit and connect with the official local business partners of the Iowa Hawkeyes. The hotel at Kirkwood Center, Iowa's premier luxury hotel. The Jill Armstrong team with Skogman Realty, the area's premier realtor. And Options Exteriors, your preferred local roofing and exterior company. Handling all of your exterior needs from roofing, siding, windows, and gutters. They've got you covered. Providing free damage inspections and help filing insurance claims. Call 319-343-6376.
Hey everyone, I'm Mark Wahlberg, and I have some exciting news to share. At Wahlburgers, we are all about bringing the family together to enjoy a great meal and have a great time. That's why right now, for a limited time, kids eat free every day at all Hy-Vee Wahlburger locations. Kids 12 and under can enjoy one free kids meal with any purchase of an adult burger, sandwich, or entree salad.
Bring the family to Wahlburgers and the Wahlburgers and Hy-Vee stores, where right now, kids can eat free.
The Honda HR-V, CR-V, Pilot, Passport, and Ridgeline. They all have one thing in common. They never back off from a challenge. Available with all-wheel drive, the Honda SUV lineup has the performance you can count on and the capability to amaze. It's no wonder Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com named Honda the 2022 Best Value brand.
So get to your Central Midwest Honda dealer. Honda gets the Midwest.
Based on 2022 brand image awards from Kelley Blue Book, visit kbb.com for more information.
All right, welcome back, Hawk fans, to Hawk Talk with Lisa Bluder. I am Jamie K.V. Lang, and I have the joy of being here today and being able to rehash what's happened so far this season and the exciting things that are to come. Coach Bluder is chatting right now, so I'm going to throw out a real quick a little commercial here. Attention, Hawkeye fans who buy your own health insurance. Wellmark is on your side and on the health insurance marketplace. Let's give it up for plans you can afford. Check out wellmark.com/hoops to compare plans. All right. Coach Bluder's on her way over. I will say, of course, my mom is tweeting at me, and she told me I'm doing good, and that she so we know there's one positive person out in the crowd today. But also, she said, she's like, what Coach Bluder said about Kate. And she was like, and like sends me like the crying emoji, and she probably was crying because of that. But I think that that's something that's really special, though, is that the parents, the families that have played here before, I feel this way, but everyone still was really connected to this team and Coach Bluder. And so I'm just going to keep kind of gushing over her as she comes back because I don't get to do this that often. But Coach Bluder does a lot of connections, right? And it's not just for recruiting. It's when you leave. Coach Bluder probably still remembers all of my siblings' names and my mom and dad's names. And like if she would remember what their jobs are. And so there's a genuine interest that you have in our families because like my family becomes your family and your kids become like my
because you babysat my kids, I think.
I did only a few times. I don't know that I was the best babysitter, but
really,
I mean, I think I let them do whatever they wanted. I don't know that they probably liked me. I don't know that was the best.
Yeah.
Okay, I do have a really great question. This is from a fan here today. My mom and I would like to know where you got your vest you were wearing at the game last night during press time.
You know, my daughter Hannah is our director of operations, and she kind of gets us into our attire. If we, I think it really looks good when we all match, or sometimes I'll dress up, but then my assistants all match, and I think that looks nice. And so she kind of gets all those outfits planned out, and they came from Nike. That's all I can tell you.
So maybe if we will try, what we'll try to do is maybe if we can get info to Jan, she'll tweet it out and just be like, here you go.
Here's how you get it.
Here's where it was. This is kind of where we got this.
Yeah.
I agree that it looked really fly. You guys, you're so hip and trendy now.
Oh, that's me. Yeah,
that's what everyone, you in a nutshell, hip and trendy with your readers on.
Oh, yep.
Okay, so Coach Bluder, you talked a little bit already, but this Indiana game, no longer for the Big Ten championship.
Right, that's correct.
But it is still an opportunity to play. Are they still number 2, I assume, in the nation?
They're number 2 in the country. They're 26-1. They're picked to have a number 1 seed in the NCAA tournament, so they're picked right now to be a favorite to go to the Final Four. I think they're the number 2 overall seed in the country. So South Carolina, and then Indiana. Their only loss came on the road at Michigan State, and that was back in December 29th. And I believe Grace Berger was out with an injury for that game, but they lost that game. And they got so many W's here. I don't know how many. It's about 16 in a row. Time to break that streak. Time to break that streak.
I agree.
Yeah. Why not?
So Indiana, when you played at Indiana, it was a game. It was close. I think in the up to 2 minutes to left in the game, you were 6 points. You were within 6 points of it.
You're right. And we ended up losing by 9. You do some fouling and all that garbage at the end, but you have to try. And they're a really good team, and they're really hard to guard, and they're just so fundamentally sound. I really like watching Indiana play because I think they're just really good. First of all, it starts with their center. Mackenzie Holmes is just playing so well. She's their leading scorer at 24 points a game. She shoots 68% from the field. She is an excellent rebounder. She's always been really good. Here she's a senior. She's going to come back for another year. But before, they didn't have great three-point shooters around her, so you could kind of clog up that middle and make her life hard. Now they have great three-point shooters, a lot because of the transfer portal. Sydney Parrish transferred from Oregon. She was Miss Indiana basketball. She's a junior now, and she's an exceptional long-range three-point shooter. Grace Berger returned for her 5th year, and so she is their starting point guard, and she is so savvy, and she's so strong, has beautiful pull-up jumpers. They got a player from the Israel national team, Yarden Garzan, who is also a fabulous three-point shooter. So they just have and they got a transfer from Minnesota. Minnesota's best player left and went over to Indiana, Sarah Scalia, who is also a long-range three-point shooter. So they just have so many weapons. They're really, really hard to guard because you can't really take your eyes off anybody. Very, very balanced team with 4 people averaging double figures. And then 2 right at 9 points. And so they're a very hard team to guard. And I think that defensively, they just really stick to their principles. They're very disciplined. But like you say, we were right there. I mean, it was a tie game at halftime. I forget. I think we were down 4-5 going into the fourth quarter. And unfortunately, weren't able to pull it out. They had their best crowd of the season at that point. I think since then they've had some better even yet crowds.
So this team, is your team excited? You said you have practice today.
Yep.
I mean, what was the energy like there? There's probably frustration still, but
there wasn't a lot of energy just because of how late we got home. But what we really focused on was talking about the Maryland game and watching film on the Maryland game. So it's more of a mental practice. We went through our Indiana Scout, watched some film on them, and then we got our weights done for the week. And so we were able to kind of wrap that up so they'll have more time to recover before Sunday.
Nice. So what do you think, what would you say is like, if you had to pick one thing for the Indiana game to get it to go your way, what would you say is like the one secret weapon that if you know you could make it happen, that's the one thing you'd wish for?
Can I just say defense? I mean, overall defense.
You picked one of two things.
Yeah, defense. I mean, to me, that is such a thing. Like transition defense is going to be important. Post defense is going to be really important. But really, those two things, I think, are key for us. You know, we were able to push the ball on them. We have to get the ball inside to Monica. Monica got in a little foul trouble this game at Indiana and played like 10 minutes less than Mackenzie Holmes did. And that hurt us a little bit. So, we can push, we can get the ball inside. But to me, transition defense, post defense is huge in this game.
I agree. So, Coach Bluder, when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about this end of season, what it's going to be looking like. I'm going to let you go and have some more chats real fast, and I'm going to throw out a couple of commercials in here. When corn grows Iowa, Iowans win. What connections do you have to corn? Those connections translate into wins for farmers and wins for all Iowans. Share your winning moments using hashtag IowansWin. And share your questions with Coach Jan Jensen. If you have anything, you better get it in soon. And then spring is around the corner, which means it's almost time for another season of Iowa baseball. Coach Heller and the Hawkeyes will host 27 home games, including multiple Big Ten weekend series. Come out to the ballpark. From season tickets to custom mini plans, we've got just the ticket package for you. Plan your day at Dwayne Banks Field by visiting HawkeyeSports.com. All right. And then Hawk Talk with Lisa Bluder, presented by Oak Knoll, continues after this on the Hawkeye Radio Network from Learfield.
Love a good win. Catching up with friends, saving money at the pump, soaking up the perfect Iowa day, sitting down to a really, really good meal. These are the everyday delights that make us smile. These are the moments that connect us all as Iowans. And these are the wins that, more often than not, start with Iowa's farm families and the crop they're growing. Because when corn grows Iowa, Iowans win. Learn more about how to share your own wins at iowacorn.org/IowansWin.
When you're in the eastern Iowa area, be sure to visit and connect with the official local business partners of the Iowa Hawkeyes. The Hotel at Kirkwood Center, Iowa's premier luxury hotel. The Jill Armstrong team with Skogman Realty, the area's premier realtor. And Options Exteriors, your preferred local roofing and exterior company. The Hotel Kirkwood, named the Corridor Business Journal's 2022 Best Banquet and Event Venue. And awarded the AAA 4-Diamond Award for lodging. To make reservations, visit thehotelatkirkwood.com or call 877-751-5111 for more information.
When the game goes into overtime. But the game goes into overtime. The choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Order Bud Light online today. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Got my nachos, got my big TV, and my favorite chair. It's game time. But you know, the only thing that would make it a little better is if I could listen to my local broadcasters while watching the game.
Hello. You must have wished for your game to be synced with TV and radio.
I sure did.
Do you have a DVR?
You bet.
Do you have a streaming device?
Yeah.
Blammo! Your game is now synced. It's that easy.
Oh, boy.
To see if you can get synced, head to syncmygame.com from Learfield.
Syncmygame.com?
Syncmygame.com.
Hey everyone, I'm Mark Wahlberg, and I have some exciting news to share. At Wahlburgers, we are all about bringing the family together to enjoy a great meal and have a great time. That's why right now, for a limited time, kids eat free every day at all Hy-Vee Wahlburger locations. Kids 12 and under can enjoy one free kids meal with any purchase of an adult burger, sandwich, or entree salad.
Bring the family to Wahlburgers and the Wahlburgers and Hy-Vee stores, where right now kids can eat free.
Another season of women's and men's college sports is underway. Follow your alma mater or favorite team in their pursuit of the prestigious Learfield Directors Cup at L Directors Cup on Twitter and online at thedirectorscup.com. Trophies will be awarded in June 2023 to the winning institutions in all competitive divisions. Learfield Directors Cup, the crowning achievement in college athletics.
And welcome back, Hawk fans, to Hawk Talk. Woo! I'm not used to having clapping.
Yeah,
this is wonderful. I love it.
Yeah, and just thanks for everybody that came out to Bumps tonight. You know, I know we got some bad weather out there, and people still show up tonight, and really appreciate that. And Bumps has been such a great host all year. Really appreciate them as well.
Well, I think you'll still have one more. There will be one more show, I think, left in the year. But I'm excited. This is my very first Hawk Talk.
And Jamie, you did a great job. A great job,
well,
Jamie. Absolutely.
If there's one thing I like to do, it's talk.
Well, that's true. I do know that about you, Jamie. I love
and
it.
talking to you is just the bonus. Like, I could talk to the wall, not nearly as enjoyable. So, Coach Bluder, getting close to the end of season. Can you believe it?
I can't believe it. I can't believe we're down to one, home game. Now, obviously, we're going to be able to host. I mean, we're going to be a top 4 seed. Right now, we're picked second as a second seed, and hosting for the NCAA tournament. So if you're a season ticket holder, you get your first crack at those NCAA tickets. And last year, both games were sold out in Carver Hawkeye Arena. So being a season ticket holder really does have its benefits for those end-of-the-year games. But before that, we've got a lot more basketball. Indiana this Sunday at 1 o'clock. Game day coming in from 10 to 11. Senior ceremonies after the game, honoring McKenna Warnock and Monica Sinano. And then next week, we'll be off to the Big Ten tournament. We're fighting for a second seed, and so that means our first game will be on Friday no matter what. Some people will be playing Wednesday, Thursday, but we don't have to show up and play until Friday, which is really nice. But right now, it's really a debate whether it will be a second or a 2 or 3 seed. And it does make a difference because at the end of the year, you want a higher NCAA seed, and they look at the standings in the Big Ten Conference and see how you finished. And if we finish ahead of Maryland, I think that would really make our case for being a 2 seed.
Mm-hmm. So at the Big Ten tournament, in the case of you and Maryland, right, you're
right.
so close.
Right.
Normally, they say they don't look a ton at the tournament. Do you think in that case they might look at the tournament and how the two of you kind of play out in the Big Ten tournament? I don't know.
No, I think it's going to be really big because we split. We beat them at home. They beat us at their home. And so I think that game, which right now looks like it'll be a semifinal matchup if seeds hold true, if we win our first game, and if Maryland wins their first game, we'll be matched up with them. Whether they're the 2 seed or we're the 2 seed, 2 and 3 will play each other in the semifinals. And so, I think that game will be huge.
And how about telling these fans and everybody listening, it's not very far to come see the Big Ten tournament.
That's right. Minneapolis this year. What a fun place to go. They're having a snowstorm today, but but next week or whatever it is.
I heard it's going to be great weather next week.
It's going to be beautiful next week.
Yeah,
a lot of great restaurants.
Basically like Florida at that point.
Yeah, I think so.
But being in Minneapolis and checking out this new, a different area.
Target Center, great venue. It's going to be really fun. Last year, those of us, those of you that joined us in Indianapolis, and, we had to beat Indiana in the championship game, and that arena was 3/4 Indiana because they're an hour away from that venue. So now it's kind of nice in Minnesota. We're a little bit closer than Indiana fans.
So you got to think. Yeah.
That's right.
Hop in your cars, head on up.
Absolutely.
For the NCAA tournament hosting, and then talk a little bit about what would that next round be, because they're doing something different in the NCAA tournament this year, right? They are, instead of going to
there's 2, 8 and okay, so the top 4 seeds across America will host on their home court. So if you're a 1 through 4 seed, you get a host. So we'll most likely get to host. Something would drastically have to happen wrong for us not to host. Right now, the predictions are us being a 2 seed. I could see us, if we win out, going to a 1 seed. If we don't don't do well, going to a 3 seed. But no matter what, we'll be hosting. And so after that, if you get through those 2 home games, then, obviously you're going to one of 2 8-team sites, one on the East Coast, one on the West Coast.
Seattle,
and somewhere
Greenville,
in South Carolina.
It has a Ville word.
Yeah,
Anybody know Greenville? I think it might be.
Yes, and so you're picked to go to one of those 2 sites, and so it's an 8-team regional instead of a 4-team regional this year.
Do you know why? What was
I think it really was to get more balance, like not having them in Connecticut's backyard all the time, or not having them in South Carolina's backyard, although you still have one this year. Not having them in Stanford's backyard. And so I think it's really comes down to that, having the 2 sites, so it makes it a little bit more neutral.
At the end of the season, you just had a game that didn't go the best, but South Carolina went into overtime against a surprising, I don't remember who it was.
And UConn lost last night.
And UConn. Why do you think that happens kind of at the end of the season, where you just start to see, is it teams, what's the fluctuation that's happening where we're seeing this tight of games between things we normally wouldn't have thought we'd see?
I think there's more parity in women's basketball right now. Obviously UConn is suffering some injuries. They're saying that those kids, some of them will be back, but they're definitely a different team than when we played them earlier in the year than they are now. And, with South Carolina, you got that number 1 target on your back all year long. You've been undefeated all year long. That's a lot of pressure. And it's a lot of people taking their very, very best shot at you. So they've endured that, but they're still undefeated. Number 1 seed overall.
They are. They made it through that overtime the other day. So we have just about 3-ish minutes, 4 minutes left here, Coach. What do you think so far has been one of your favorite things you've seen this season or got to experience alongside your team?
For me, it's really about the relationships. It's about the camaraderie. Winning games is always fun. That's why we do it. We compete so we can win. Losing stinks, but winning is just competing is really fun. And those games that you remember, like beating Maryland at home or beating Iowa State, or there's just so much great memories there. But at the same time, what I really enjoy the most is just the relationships you have with your players and just spending time with them, watching them mature, watching them grow, watching them develop into these amazing female leaders. And that's what my mission statement, my personal mission statement is, to use the sport of women's basketball, to use the sport of basketball to create the next generation of female leaders. And that's what I want to do more than anything. And, that's what gets me fired up. If you're just about the wins and somebody said, it's all about winning and losing, and you're going to die every time you lose, you're going to die a lot. And so you don't want to do that, So you try to put it into something other than winning and losing, and really what the impact that you're hopefully making on young people's lives for the rest of their life.
Do you look back ever from your time starting here and really just see, I come to think about all the people I know that you impacted, right? Like Jenna Armstrong has her PhD in public health, right? Jenny Lillis is the head coach of Oklahoma. Just all these people who have your personal goal, you are seeing this come to fruition. Me being here with you tonight.
That's right, Jamie. I love it. I love it.
But thank you. But really though, do you just look back and you're just, I don't even know. I'm overwhelmed sometimes when I look back at all my teammates and all the great things they do. How do you even keep moving forward and be
it's the best, right? That's why you do it, right? To go to the weddings and to hear about the baptisms. And I had a former Iowa player that I'm not going to say her name, but just texted me because she's pregnant. It's so excited. I got one of the first texts. I love that. That makes me feel so good.
For them.
When we were at Nebraska, we had a family came there that we coached their daughter at Drake, and yet they were there. So it just those are really special bonds, like you said, that we have forever, and really grateful for the amazing women that we've coached.
Well, Coach Bluder, I think we're going to end it on that. I don't know what even time it is, but we're kind of to the time I want to be at. So, so thank you very much for allowing me and guiding me here today. Because
great job, Jamie.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, you did a great job.
Thank you. I feel like you did a great job, and the crowd did a great job, and Jan Jensen did a great job checking her Twitter and allowing us to use her Twitter today. So we made things happen.
Yep.
And so I appreciate you allowing me to be here.
And I hope Rob's son did well.
I hope so too. Yeah, he does the triple jump. He's really doing well in that in the long jump. So if you want to check it out, look for him. Blair Brooks. Rob's probably listening right now and like, stop talking about my son.
Yeah.
But really, I think it's great that I'm so glad that he took the time to go and was able to see him.
I'm so
for
glad
this.
he did that. Yeah, he deserves that.
He does.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, Coach. I'll let you go talk
Hey, we'll
around.
see everybody on Sunday, though.
We'll see everyone. Come
Carver Hawkeye Arena, open doors at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock show. Rebecca Lobo's going to be there. Holly Rowe's going to be there. It's going to be a blast. So one of 3 in the whole country. So let's make the most of this, Hawk fans.
I agree. All right. Thanks, Coach Bluder. Okay, just a few more readers to get us through the end of the night. Join us. Oh, we're done. Yes. That was nice. Thank you. Thanks, Learfield.
On the Hawkeye Sports Network from Learfield, this has been Hawk Talk with Lisa Bluder, presented by Oak Knoll, an active life care community. Also brought to you by Bud Light, it's for the fans. Hy-Vee, score big savings at HyVeeDeals.com. U.S. Bank, proud to support Iowa basketball. U.S. Bank, equal housing lender, member FDIC. Honda, to see how Honda crushes the competition, see your Central Midwest Honda dealer. Honda gets the Midwest. And by Iowa Lottery. Be a VIP with the Iowa Lottery. Visit IALottery.com for details. The preceding has been a Learfield presentation on the Hawkeye Sports Network.